Hello and welcome to another episode of Tracker Magic. In this episode we're going to look at the new Spatial Query Manager in Tracker number 5. So the Spatial Query Manager will help you to constrain the query layers by limiting them to an area of interest or by project tags. Just to remind you that tags are stamps that we give to projects either by the folder they're stored in when we scan them or by adding them in the Tracker web. And once we create these new views, we can add them to ArcMap to make an easier comparison between things like reference projects and working projects or different offices, for example. Here's a quick overview of the interface of the Spatial Query Manager. It consists of a map here where you can define your area of interest interactively and preview your view. Here you choose your data type that you wish to use and finally your tags. So it's really 3 easy steps to create these custom views. Choose an area of interest, select a data type, and choose the tag. So let's quickly do that. From the Tracker admin, I choose the module Spatial Query Manager. I first then want to define an area of interest. If I right-click on the map, I can switch between pan, zoom map, and draw edit polygon. So let's draw a polygon covering this part of the North Sea here. And then what I can do is choose my data type, let's say seismic line, and by clicking here, load spatial data, I can preview my area. If I wanted to maybe just include the lower part here, I could again edit the polygon, move it down a bit, and preview again, and it omits the top part of this layer. A few other things you can do with the map are, for example, to change the map provider. So I can swap here between some different open maps, or I can add my own web map service by pasting in the URL. So once I'm happy with the preview here, I then should give a relevant name to my view. So let's call this Seismic Lines North Sea. And before creating it, I'm going to choose the tags I want to use. So I'm going to use my reference projects. So let's call it ref, just so I can find it easily. And then finally in the bottom right here, click Create View. And I get a message here which tells me that's been done. So now I can import that view into ArcMap and see where the data resides. So from Arc, usual way, click File, Add Data, Add Query Layer, choose the Tracker database, and then you should be able to find your view at the bottom with this user extensions prefix. Drag that into here, ref 2D lines, press finish, and then it adds my nice simple constrained view into ArcMap. So now I could build up a series of custom views like reference projects versus working projects, or if I was working in an area with a lot of overlap between exploration and production, I could add layers accordingly to help QC the data between the two areas, or also add in my 2D lines from a known GIS source. If we just open the attribute table for those, you'll see that it contains all the projects, the names, the surveys, etc. So you can do the usual stuff like label the seismic by the survey name, for example, and also add in a relevant base map here so you can see the data. So that was a quick overview on how the Spatial Queries Manager can help you crop down these query layers. For a more extensive look at all the features of the Spatial Extension, you can refer to the other video on the channel. So please give it a try, and as always, if you have any questions, please let us know. Thanks.